presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to John in Orlando. Hey, John, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Tom, good afternoon to you. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
I want to thank you, first of all, before I ask you about the stock. You and Tim Ward and all the gang at TFNN. I had a really, really good year after the October call you guys made. My 401k is up 72%.
Congratulations, man.
A couple of things I made with Coinbase and other stocks that I made, and I've had a good year.
And we appreciate you growling and prowling with us, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
What's going on, folks? This is Jacob Shoup filling in for Tom O'Brien. We had a kind of freaky week, but we're closing out on somewhat of a strong note in certain equities. It's been nuts for Tesla, Meta, Microsoft. A little bit weird for the video, which we can talk about. Gold's obviously moving up. I mean, kind of nice. And then copper up 3%. At least the contract up 3% today alone. We have the E-mini up about 0.52%. SPY 0.54%. The Russell futures down 0.57%. The NQ's up about 1%, while the comp is up 0.88%, and the Dow futures are roughly equal to the Dow itself. Let's look. So yeah, we're looking at, okay, so we had good, jobless reports, right? This is kind of, and what you're seeing in the media is a big push now for cuts in September. Okay, so you have gold going up on that at 1.29%, same with some of the other metals. Silver always moving extreme compared to that move in gold, trading right near that 32 level again, the high of the year, at least 32.75 in that. Tesla up 1.35%. Let's just talk about it a little bit because I mean, you've seen like a nearly 40% move. It is unbelievable. And this is like a new axiom in trading is just don't bet against Tesla. And then you had Musk come out and say he's going to like ruin Gates for shorting the stock. It's insane. But I mean, look, this is in April. We're trading at 138.80. We come up, I mean, we were doing nothing for months. And you had this move up, let's just say, around 180 level. We're trading back right at 250, which is insane. 30% rally over the past 7 sessions, nearly 40% rise in the last month itself. Obviously, I was talking about I don't see what the point of it was before the earnings came out, or at least before the numbers came out with their delivery. And then, of course, one of the big things everyone was talking about was their energy sector, okay? So some of the big numbers from this in the second quarter, they produced approximately 411,000 vehicles and delivered 440,000. And it'd be interested to see how that structure plays out. So, they're delivering obviously extra that they had, right? And they're producing less than they delivered. It'd be super interested to see how that is kind of going to be expanded out over the next quarter. The second quarter total delivery figure is higher than the 386,810 vehicles globally delivered in the first quarter, but lower than the approximate 466,140. So you're still seeing a contraction a little bit in EV, but I'm also seeing, numbers from like GM and Ford that the EVs are cooking in a sense. It's pretty interesting, and it's getting me hyped a little bit for Rivian in a way. So go to Rivian. Obviously, they had a deal. They got a bunch of money in both stock purchasing and just cash from Volkswagen, and they're going to work together on how do you call it? Software for the car. I'm a little concerned that in the sense that I think it's cool that Rivian gets this money to work on this, but do they lose a certain edge because now they're going to be sharing this tech with Volkswagen? And are they spending, or are they at least taking on a lot of the research and development of the software as well? Be interested to see how that pulls out. It did move up a little bit on some rumor that they were going to start producing vehicles in tandem with Volkswagen at one of Volkswagen's plants, but the CEO came out and said that that's not true. Trading at $14.69 in this stock. Big move to the upside. I want this company to succeed. I think their cars are awesome. I think they're unique enough, but also not as experimental as maybe, let's say, the Cybertruck or something like that, right? I think they look amazing. If you're someone who likes Range Rovers or Land Rovers, this is no doubt. And you want to get into EVs, you're going to go with a Rivian. I cannot find a negative review about these guys from people who have purchased the car. They love them. It's comfortable. I think they look slick. They're trying to get to a price point that's more affordable at some certain point, the R2, so we'll see if that can be achieved. But regardless, I'm interested to see how this goes forward. They did smash on deliveries as well, which is very nice. I think they're just not profitable yet. But, this is a fresh startup from a few years ago trying to push out these cars. And they're doing an okay job now. I'm, again, just concerned, do they lose, edge by developing software with Volkswagen? This remains to be seen. But, yeah, crushing at least an EV. Had something as well for GM and Ford, but I'll have to look for that during the break to go through it. But the point is, here we go. Yeah, so electric pickups and SUVs are powering up GM and Ford's EV progress, which is huge. In the second quarter, GM delivered 696,000 cars. That's a 0.6% year-over-year increase and the highest since the fourth quarter of 2020. GM reported record EV sales that grew 40% year-over-year to 21,930, boosted by a jump in deliveries of the Cadillac Lyriq. EVs still made only 3.2% of its total second quarter results. Full-size pickups up nearly 230,000, 6% year-over-year increase. Let's see here. And they didn't comply. Okay, that's just for GM. And so Ford, similarly, right? EVs made 3.5% of its total volume. 166,448 electric. Anyways, the point is I think, we were seeing this pullback with EVs, which I think we'll still have to some certain point, but EVs are getting cheaper. Obviously, China has recovered a little bit, and I think that does drive sales. Maybe not for Rivian, Ford, and GM, but certainly Tesla as well. And we still have capital flowing in to develop things for EV. So it's pretty neat. I like Rivian. I don't know if I would take a position in this right now. Like, I'm talking for myself. I do think of the long term, these guys will be successful. It just remains to be seen, like, what the path for that is. But I am seeing more and more Rivians on the road, which is a positive. And, tried and true, if the people like the vehicle, more people are going to buy it, which I think is, it's a good thing going for Rivian as well. I just don't see a lot of ads for them, and I don't know. In the case of like Tesla, the way that Musk was really marketing it is like, you got your crypto bros, your tech bros. This is the new wave for things, right? It had a little bit of an experimental look. And so that was a segment they were hitting. GM and Ford hit it because they're GM and Ford. So what does Rivian do to set themselves apart? And I'm still waiting to see, at least from the marketing component, because it's so important what they do. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all of this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. This is Jacob Shoup filling in for Tom O'Brien. Again, a little bit of a weird day, but we're going to finish it strong. We have a caller on the line. I hope you're still there, Costa from Boston. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. So, I'm being told you wanted to take a look at Newmont.
Yeah. If Goldman Sachs has 2,800 per ounce on gold by year end, where would Newmont end up at?
So, for the exact... So, if you listen to when Tim Ord's on and everything, one of the great gems that he gives, right, is that you get this run in the gold contract, and then the miners follow through, right? The exact ratio of to where that goes, like let's say for Newmont itself, it's a little hard to suss out, but it's no doubt that when you get that contract going up, there's a lag, right, with the miners catching up. I'm looking at Newmont. One of the things that is a little bit weird to me with the stock, right? So we're reaching the all-time highs, right? All-time highs, the high of the year at 44.59 on virtually no volume whatsoever, right? So for me, that's a little strange with the stock itself. You have earnings coming out, I believe, for Q2 on Wednesday, July 24th. The conference call will be the next day at 11 a.m. And this is coinciding with a recent inside sale from the president and CEO of Newmont, roughly around 57,000 shares with no purchases. For me, that is kind of warning sirens for Newmont. That's just my take on it, right? So you have shrinking volume reaching the yearly high. You have insiders selling the stock without buying any more. That's kind of the way that I look at it with that. As far as your question goes, how much, what would the ratio be for the gold contract going up and then Newmont following? That's kind of hard for me to say on that. So.
Okay.
That's what I have. You've had some other stellar moves this year, though. Obviously, AEM has gone huge. Harmony had like a famous, 100% increase this year. So there's a lot of good stuff as well in the market. For whatever reason, I think there might be something more fundamental going on with Newmont that won't be indicative of the whole kind of minor segment itself, if I make sense when I say that.
Okay, I understood. Okay.
Yeah. So, is there anything else I can take a look at with you there?
Yeah, BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb.
Oh,
I asked Tom about it. It broke 40, I'm sorry. Tom said 40. but it broke it. Where's it ended up?
Yeah, this is so. I played this stock like 2 years ago, and actually did okay with it. They've had some weird things going on with I believe it was some like ethics concern, and they just haven't been producing much out of this. I mean, let's look, right? You're coming down here at 39.35. Again, this is on like soaking up volume, okay? This has been coming down a lot on volume as well. My big concern with Bristol Myers, again, and I actually speak with one of our clients every day when we go over some stuff. He likes this stock, and it's just not doing much right now. You know, you could test again, you know, that last day with volume, the top of around, you know, 41.25. If it beats that with some significant volume, you know, you could test the next day with volume at the top. But as it stands now, again, you had a slow burn in this company, right, with no real volume except to a gap to the downside, and that's kind of where Bristol Myers is right now. Again, a little bit lifeless right now. You might have this test of around like the 41.25 area. If that has some solid volume, you know, maybe we get into a new trading range and everything. But it looks right now that it kind of broke its trading range from May down on not a lot of volume, but it doesn't look super attractive, I think, for me right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Very good, sir.
How was your fourth, Cost? Did you do anything fun?
Oh, it was great. It was the Esplanade at the Boston Center there, right on the Charles River. I was up on Route 2 in Arlington looking at it. It was great. It was even better sight.
Fantastic. Are they allowed to do fireworks out there?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome deal. Yeah, we had a good one in Florida as well. You can probably imagine the fireworks go kind of crazy here. So
I'm sure.
Well, Costa, thank you so much for calling in. I hope you have a great weekend, and Tom will be back Monday if you want to give him a call as well.
Okay, take care.
Take care, Costa. Yeah, that's actually real. The fireworks yesterday was insane. I promised Dan that I wasn't going to hurt myself with the fireworks, but I did end up burning myself. But it was all right. It was a little malfunction with something. My shirt got a hole through it. That was nice. And then some people, these are unrelated to people I was with, but they rolled up with those, you know, those mortars that have the big little tube and you throw the balls into it. You know, they're supposed to go up in the air. Well, they didn't have the tube for the mortar, so they decided to light it and throw it into the street. And I have never seen something like that before. I mean, those mortars have like a 60 foot radius or something. Probably not that much, but it was nuts. And yeah, I've seen weird things here with 4th of July, but it was pretty good. So, all right, let's move on. What did I want to talk about? Oh, NVIDIA. Give me 1 second. It had that rare downgrade, and it was a downgrade on the same kind of thing that we've been talking about a little bit, right? Which is how much further can this how much further can the companies that are buying this go, right? Here's another thing I want to bring up to it, right? When do we start shifting focus to the infrastructure and the software on it, right? So this AI rally is actually, you know, I mean, what's driving it, or what it really is currently, is a hardware rally, okay? And then we're going to get now to what software is going to run on that and how that's going to be utilized. I think Microsoft does that the best out of anyone right now, and we're going to talk about some cool things that they're doing, but they have this rare downgrade. Give me a second to pull it up so I can get the exact data for you on it. Okay, great. There we are. Okay, no, it's not, I don't have it right now. But what I'm going to talk about is essentially the big argument against NVIDIA and the reason for its downgrade that the bank gave out was exactly what we've been saying on here, which is how much longer can people be buying these chips, right? And the question is this is not going to go on forever. At least it's going to eventually end up in some kind of cycle. You know what I mean? You still have Blackwell coming out, which is solid, and that's going to be a huge driver. H100 is still the most relevant series chips right now. But it's a valid question. You know, what are we trading at? We're at $3.1 trillion in market cap. As I've been harping on constantly, that is, you know, 6 times over what the global chip economy is of last year. And I, again, think we have major limitations on applications right now regarding energy consumption. You The only company that I'm seeing really effectively apply this kind of AI, and it's it's not Meta, it's not Amazon right now, it's not whatever Elon Musk is doing, but it's Microsoft. They're the ones who are able to use this on Azure. They're locking out the space right now, being able to use this kind of stuff. Hewlett-Packard, for instance, has what the heck is it called? Copilot. That's built into all of them now, and that's going to be a function from Microsoft, getting paid money for that use. Anyways, we're going to talk about this a little bit when we get back, so I can get the exact numbers for you, so we can kind of flesh this out a little bit more. Stay right there, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry Pesavento on Friday, June 14th and Friday, June 28th this month for his live trading sessions, where you'll sit right beside him as he trades the market live. For this month only, enter code LarryJune24 and save $50 off your first month. For all the information and to reserve your spot today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Jacob Shoup filling in for Tom O'Brien. TGIF. Am I right? I had some weird little pops in my portfolio today, my personal one, which I'm very happy about. Very strange, but I was able to get out of some just straight up toxic equities that I just hate. Disney was not one of those, and I'm probably going to make an effigy to Disney every year now and burn it. We were trading at 97.91. I mean, just a complete traceback of any gain made over this year. I have nothing more to say on it. If you missed what I was saying on Disney, we went over a bunch of stuff with it on, I believe, Tuesday. You can check out the Tom O'Brien show from there. We had some people talking in the YouTube chat, some different shares on newsletter performance and everything like that, but I really want to say we've been tracking market insights in the Gold Report newsletter performance, and Tom has just knocked it out of the park, okay? So I think we're up roughly like 55% in market insights and nearly 100%, if not a little bit over, in Gold Report as well. Strongly recommend checking those newsletters out. What's super positive too is that if you've never subscribed to them, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee on all of our newsletters. It's fantastic. So you have nothing to worry about, and come check it out. I mean, he's smashing the market entirely, which is awesome. Okay. We're talking about NVIDIA before we went there. I got a small downgrade. I completely agree with the downgrade. So let's talk about it a little bit. There's some new street research. They downgraded the AI-focused chipmaker from to neutral from buy. Writing the stock is getting fully valued after soaring 157% this year. Let's just say that one more time. After soaring 157% this year, on top of a gain of almost 240% in 2023, the shares fell 0.6% on Friday compared with the gain of 1%. And really, this major hold that we're seeing right now, and it is kind of indicative that people are just going to hold on to this stock until you can get another bull rally. But I don't, the upside for this only, in my opinion, I think, comes if they really knock it out of the park with some sweet new stuff. But again, as we've been saying consistently, who's going to continue to buy this and flesh it out, right? It's just your major tech companies who are working on AI. And then you have these vast limitations with energy. I'm going to hop over to this a little bit, and we'll get back to it. But it's regarding Microsoft, okay? So they're the ones who are building out these massive data centers, and they've had major problems again with energy. And so what are they doing about it? Well, what we were talking about a little while ago was they're going to bring nuclear, which is super interesting, okay? And so you have Bill Gates is actually now working on a pretty experimental nuclear reactor. It's from a company called Natrium. And for the uninitiated, natrium is just the Latin word for sodium. And so it's a sodium reactor, okay? And this is the, how do you call it, like the medium. And that can carry away the energy without slowing down the neutrons. It's a bunch of technical stuff. But the point is this is pretty neat. And what's really cool about it is you can scale power up and down. Whereas nuclear reactors, like thermal reactors today, can only slow that down by inserting these cooling rods, okay? And that blocks some of the neutron sharing, and it just slows down the reaction or the amount of energy that's off-gassed from some of the nuclear radioactive material. What's also cool about these sodium reactors, I think they're called sodium fast reactors, is you can use plutonium and recycle some of the material as well for better power use. So this is going to be pretty neat. I don't think it gets fleshed out, if I was reading the thing correctly, until about 2030. So, we're still quite a while out from seeing that happen. But if you can get this power thing right, sodium-based cooling in these reactors, I mean, we're off to the races. And we're talking about a whole new boom in computing capabilities. And this is something to get really, really excited about, because all the problems we could solve if we can run these massive neural databases. NVIDIA itself is hardware, okay, and we've seen that get the brunt of this AI kind of, I don't want to say bubble, but this ramp. But I'm interested too in Dell, right? I mean, Dell has the infrastructure for this stuff. Microsoft is able to implement it properly in Azure. which is something to consider, right? So this massive AI thing, we've warned about it before on this show, is that everyone wants to say they have AI now. Like that lemonade company that they're using AI for insurance, and I'm sure in some capacity they're using something that can achieve that. But what everyone's talking about is large language models and this ability to very rapidly process data and give you, good kind of information back. And most of these companies are not doing it. One of the things that if you want to do your due diligence on a company that's saying, hey, we're doing AI, and you want to make sure they're really doing legitimate AI, is see if they were talking about it before this major craze of like June of last year. If they weren't, there's a pretty good chance they're not using it, or not using it. Rather, I don't think they're lying, but they're not using it in the way that the people they're marketing to maybe think about it, And just using Chat GPT 3.5 or 4 or 4.0 isn't really using AI in a serious way, And so I'm looking at Dell, I'm looking at Broadcom. What's actually really neat about Broadcom, you had Nancy Pelosi ape a bunch into that. They're doing a split, which needs to happen. I think it's AVCO. Yeah, right there. AVGO. Doing a 10-for-1 split, which is going to be nuts for this stock because you'll just be able to get in. I mean, this is so cost prohibitive, it's unreal. If that goes down to, 170, totally, I'm going to get this stock. It's insane. Here's some interesting news with it. I'm going to pull this over here. This is China's ByteDance is working with Broadcom to develop advanced AI chip as well. Okay, so they're working with the U.S. chip designer on developing an advanced AI processor. Two sources familiar with the matter said a move that would help TikTok's owner secure a sufficient supply of high-end chips amid the U.S.-Sino tensions. 5-nanometer chip, a customized product known for the application-specific integrated chip, which is ASIC, would be compliant with the U.S. export restrictions, and manufacturing work would be outsourced to Taiwan. That's a huge thing that Broadcom is able to get over. And NVIDIA, I also think, if I recall correctly, is selling a ton to China as well. China's about to do some insane... Now, this is ByteDance, of course, but we're talking about China here, so you have so much government interaction, too, with the companies, and they're about to pull out some major stuff. I mean, what I think is interesting about having another culture that is so vastly different from ours, but is also technologically advanced, is we can see the ways that this technology can go, right? So China's about to unleash a massive blockchain, and all of their international kind of trade is going to occur on that blockchain. That will be maybe a decade down the line, but it's going to be insane. It'll be insane to see when China also gets some high-end AI tools as well. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
All right, welcome back, folks. Just talking a little bit about potential for Broadcom. I think Dell, too, has some cool potential. Just Dell is just, I think their margins aren't there yet, but for like long-term plays and just the future, you know, I definitely Broadcom, definitely Dell, definitely Microsoft. I mean, this is just like inarguable, right? And I think it'll be cool. I don't know. I'm going to look this weekend to see if there's any way that I can maybe get into Dell. I think it's a long-term play for sure, but I would argue that, you know, they had what, like 2 CEOs back-to-back that just, I don't think really knew what the heck was going on. And this, I think now they're set up at least, right? And they're working with NVIDIA. I mean, the infrastructure is there. It's massive. Another thing as well is Palantir, but I don't have much to say on it. I know a lot of people don't work with Palantir. You know, they have a big competitor with Microsoft, right? I mean, obviously this software works. What Palantir gives out, their suite at least works for data aggregation and like processing. You're not seeing it, I don't think, too much on the enterprise side. The military definitely has it, but that's one of the big, I think, things that can hamper Palantir moving forward. But we're up 5% today, and I do hold that stock, which I'm happy about. So it remains to be seen what happens with it. But I think Kramer came out and said it's just what did they say, a black box? And that's true. I mean, there's not much going on that you can hear from it. I pulled up their press releases for 2024. You have Tampa General Hospital selects Palantir's AI software to power connected care coordination. That's cool. More health agencies. Trying to see if anything else. For 5-6, they had a growth of 21% year over year. Oracle and Palantir are joining. So, I mean, they're playing the game. I mean, they're in it, right? What is the market cap? Only 58 billion. I still think this has room to grow, but you know, one of the things that I've spoken about, and one of my arguments for why Microsoft is still going to be so dominant, is you have this like wanting of IT people, or at least let's say, you know, CEOs to want to have the single suite. You know what I mean, for tools, and this just makes life so much easier instead of having to go to a bunch of different companies if something goes wrong and figure it out. You know, Palantir fights with, I think it's called Block on Block or whatever it is for Azure. Again, that's like their big competitor is going to be Microsoft's suite. I still think there's a lot of upside for Palantir, but it remains to be seen what that is and what sends that off. But definitely the market is liking Palantir as well, too. This is kind of a move up on low volume, but I still think it is a decent company, and remains to be seen what happens with them. Oh, I was looking at this with Broadcom, too. I forgot that they had purchased VMware, which was nuts. And this was kind of an L for Dell, too. Dell had done so much, you know, dealing with VMware. VMware got sold. Broadcom took them. And everyone's hating it. This is kind of like, honestly, insignificant compared to the whole thing that Broadcom is going to be doing. But I've been reading a bunch of stuff on the forums for, like, sysadmins. and they hate it. VMware was just one of the biggest ways to spin off virtual machines, and now people are going to like Hyper-V, which is so nuts for it. Anyways, we can move on a little bit from the whole tech conversation. Well, actually, no. Let's look at Meta just real quick before we keep going. Up 5.7% today. Was not seeing any like phenomenal news for it, except for Threads getting popular, which makes sense. I don't have a Twitter account anymore, but I do go on for TFNN. Give us a follow if you want. But it's the platform is like horrible now. It's just so many bots, and I could see how Threads is getting a little bit more popular. It kind of has that hipster angle as well, like not a lot of people using it. With 1 month return from Meta Platforms, 3.01%. The shares gained 73.24% over the last 52 weeks trading, which is nuts. And we are trading at a 1.1 trillion market cap with it. I still hate Meta's AI. I don't think it's good right now, but that's not to say that it won't be. But yeah, that's what we have going on with Meta, at least today. Talk a little bit about Macy's. Just some random news for the end of the day. Let me check it here. So up 10%, that's obviously about them getting taken over. So shares of Macy's soared in trading on Friday on indications of activist investor Arkhouse Management and partner Brigade Capital Management have again sweetened their offer for the biggest U.S. department store chain. The Wall Street Journal reported Wednesday evening that the firms raised their bid for Macy's by about $300 million to $6.9 billion, with the market cap currently of $5.4. The $24.80 per share for the stock Arkhouse Brigade don't already own would be 38.3% premium, which is insane. Yeah, trading at $19.73 right now. The two companies initially presented Macy's with a $21 per share deal in December, which the board rejected. That led Arkhouse and Brigade to launch a proxy fight that ended when Macy's approved the two board members backed by investors. I got to read more into this because I don't know why. I mean, Macy's still is there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like older folks like Macy's quite a bit. But I haven't been to a Macy's in so long, and I don't know any other people in the replenishing generations who have either. But that's some pretty decent volume on it. And, you know, still at this amount, you can still make some money if the takeover occurs. So, yeah. That is crazy with the $6.9 billion valuation at a 5.45 market cap. I wonder what they are thinking for increasing the profitability there, or what they would do. I'll have to read some more into that. All right, let's talk about something a little bit weird. It's actually not that weird, but it's about they stress tested, right? Credit cards. I'm just going to pull this over here so we just go through this together. So Ally, Goldman, Capital One had the highest theoretical card losses. Okay, so as the Federal Reserve released its annual stress test results Wednesday, the central bank called out credit cards as a key driver of bigger capital decline than last year. Ally Financial's card portfolio fared the worst under the hypothetical recession, with a projected loss rate topping 40%. Among the other firms with heavy theoretical losses were credit card company Capital One and then Goldman Sachs, but I think Goldman Sachs is getting out of that realm, especially like leaving Apple, right? For the second year in a row, Goldman was projected to lose about a quarter of its credit card book in the Fed's downturn scenario. It's the latest signal of the lingering consequence of the firm's now aborted foray into consumer banking. Yeah, okay, so they did just cancel it, as well as the porthole into the quality of its total card portfolio. I don't know where we get a recessionary event from, though. I think there's still a lot of capital in the market. You had the monetary supply contract, but it's still kind of high. And we're still in an inflationary environment as well. Now, of course, the job numbers, we were talking about that a little bit, were okay. Everyone's calling for a September rate cut. I maybe still don't see it. We could listen to what Powell was saying. He said on Tuesday that he's encouraged by cooler inflation, but he reinforced that the central bank will need to see more evidence before cutting interest rates. And the market itself, in a sense, is still doing okay, even at these high interest rates. And people who have a lot of capital are also making more capital with these high interest rates. And so any recessionary period, I think, could there's still enough liquidity to stimulate it, right? I don't see that getting locked up for too long. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The stock market is a delicate, interconnecting web of commodities, equities, and trader psychology. When one string of the web is pulled, it has a ripple effect across the broader market. This is where opportunity lies. But how are you to gather all this information into one cohesive model when you're already spending your energy looking for any possible trade opportunities? Luckily, you don't have to worry about that, as Tom O'Brien has brought all important market news to you in one single newsletter, Market Insights. Market Insights provides a daily overview of what's happening in the indexes, bonds, gold, and more. Follow along with Tom daily as he analyzes the components that affect the overall movement of the stock market, giving insight into how each one plays either a bullish or bearish role. Tom also analyzes specific equities that he believes has the potential to make huge returns, and his track record proves his analysis right. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Don't let the market leave you in the dust.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
What's going on, everyone? Jacob Shoup filling in for Tom O'Brien. We are at the end of the race right now. I want to look a little bit at just basically semaglutide. Which is what's going to be in, that's in all these weight loss drugs, semaglutide, excuse me. Lilly is up 1.8%. What is so, one of the things you've been looking at, right, is will these like GLP-1 drugs be able to be covered by insurance, right? So if the idea is that by reducing obesity you lower heart disease or whatever, yes, it could be in theory, right? Or it is being currently. What's really cool about this is the GLP-1 treatments are also cutting obesity-related cancer risks, which is just more money about to pour into that. So the JAMA Network published this. Patients with type 2 diabetes taking GLP-1 treatments have reduced risk of developing 10 types of obesity-related cancers compared to those on insulin, which is nuts. The research examined the medical records of 1.6 million diabetes patients with no prior history of 13 types of obesity-related cancers: esophageal, colorectal, endometrial, gallbladder, kidney, liver, ovarian. We get the point. It is pretty nuts. Let me see. So researchers found that patients using the GLP-1 treatments had a significant reduction in the risk of 10 cancers. So I think there's still a playing here. But one of the things that was really weird, and I have to do more research on this company, and it was bizarre because I got an ad for it, But there is a company selling semaglutide, which is that active ingredient, called Henry. This is not an ad for the company. But they're selling it at, it's oral, one, which is fantastic because there's nothing sketchier than buying, something you inject offline. But it's kind of interesting, and I don't know how to get exposure to that company like that, but regardless, Lilly and Novo Nordisk are going to continue to go up, especially if this gets some money from insurance. Folks, that's the sound of the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all had a great week. I hope you all have a great weekend. We will be back to normal hours on Monday, starting with Tommy O'Brien at 9 a.m. Eastern for the Morning Market Kickoff. Thank you so much, and be safe this weekend.